Good evening and salutations, my YNR fans. In a lot of ways that this episode is entertaining, it requires one thing though. You have to dumb your brain down, okay? And I mean, because I'm just gonna shortcut a lot of things. But Lily proved herself to be an idiot. I mean, she's been an idiot since she decided to work with Victor Newman, but throughout the entire time of her talking with Devon and Lily, she's all like, "Oh, I got this. I'm good. Don't worry about this." She's doing this whole "I am woman, hear me roar," right? And Devon's like, "Listen, you can't underestimate Billy. You can't. Oh, I'm fine. I'm good. Well, can you at least sit there and tell us what the plan is? You're just gonna have to sit there and trust me. Don't doubt me. Don't doubt me once, because if you do, mm. Meanwhile, Phyllis and Billy are talking about Lily stabbing him in the back and using Victor to do it. Now, Billy wants to sit there and confront Lily to confirm if it's true or not. She's not there thinking, why does it matter? Why? Okay, so you're going to confirm if it's true, and then what? What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do to sit there and pick up this deal? If you can even pick up this deal. So, this whole interaction between Billy, Phyllis, well, I'm actually loving right now. She stands 10 toes down. Okay, she is down for the cause. Okay, she has your back. I'm loving that part. Okay, I know Phyllis has been a little cuckoo in the past, has annoyed me, especially with the whole Diane thing. And in this episode, oh, and also with Danny, because I was like, bro, you doing a little bit too much. I was like, in this episode, I was here for it. I was here for Phyllis. I never thought I would sit there and say that. So here we are. Um, yeah, Billy comes in and they're talking because here's the thing: Billy wants to sit there. Billy tries to call her to be like, "Hey, let's sit there and talk." Lou's like, "No, there's no point in talking." Yada yada yada. She hangs up the phone on him. As she's leaving, Billy comes in. She's all like, "Are you stalking me? Well, you're not that important. Okay, you might want to calm yourself down a little bit. Okay, you're overestimating yourself." And seeing how you're working with Victor Newman, you're the last person to sit there and do that. But okay, so they're going back and forth, and Billy does not seem like he gets to the point, right? Lily's in there, oh, you need my help, and this, that, and the third, and yada yada yada. Finally, Phyllis comes in, and Phyllis is like, yeah, I'm working with this guy. Lily decides to sit there and throw a cheap shot at him, or insults her. And Phyllis goes around her BS like, yo, listen, this guy trusted you to bring you in his company, and the first thing you try to do is stab him in the back? That's some foul ish right there. Not to mention, at one point, did you sit there and love this guy? So how did it get to a point where you're practically enemies? Like, seriously. One of the things that Billy said to her was, you not only working with Victor, but you turned over confidential information over to somebody else. You know, you used to be a person who had integrity and morals. What a damn shame. And that, you can tell that hurt her. You can tell that hurt her. Because she knew that was true. So, um, after Billy says what he says, and he's all like, I can't believe we're with Victor. Like, are you out of your mind? Like, you know, he asked practically going to screw you over or whatever. He walks off. And then Phyllis is just like, yeah, what he said. So, she leaves. And Devon is like, is that true? Are you working with Victor Newman? And she said, like, yeah, fine, yeah, okay, so I'm working with him, and he's gonna sit there and take Billy out and, put me back in my rightful position. And both of them are looking at her. I think Billy might have said that and said she was stupid for working with, or stupid for working with, Victor. But they both was like, yo, are you insane? And Lily was all like, Lily was all like, well, our family's going to be a lot closer soon. So, he wouldn't sit there and really screw me over. I was like, he wouldn't screw you. I've been saying this. I've been saying this in every single one of my reviews and every single one of my live streams. She is under this sad, idiotic impression that Victor's not going to screw her over. And Devon was like, look how he treats his own family. He don't care about you. And Nate says the same thing, and Lily's like, oh well, our experiences was different, stuff like that, and Nate was like, I was on the inside, and I think one of them was like, if they're taking our company, they're gonna sit there and close ranks. They're not gonna sit there and do that. He's not gonna sit there and do that to help out anyone other than his family. Okay? He's not going to sit there and do that, go all his way, sit there and do all this to take the company and not sit there and give it back to one of his family members. So, they're pretty much just looking at her like, and this is what Phyllis is up there saying before. Billy was like, there's no way that she would sit there and be that stupid and knowing that she can't trust Victor. But Phyllis is like, the problem is she's operating off of emotions. Okay? She's operating off her emotions, and Victor's not there playing the father card, the father role. That's exactly what it was. Phyllis was on point. Lily, you played yourself. Okay? Bottom line, you played yourself. And when you get screwed over by Victor, whew, when everything comes to light, not gonna lie, I'm gonna enjoy the living hell out of it. I really am. Now, I don't understand. See, let's put it this way. I know a lot of people are just like they came in for this story to be over with Sharon and being all crazy and everything like that. But see, my whole thing is like Sharon has not been interesting that I've watched in the past 3 something years until she started getting off her meds and started talking to Cameron Kirk and everything. Okay? This is the only time that this character has been interesting and had a good storyline that I've seen in the last past 3 years. What was so interesting about her in the last past 2 years? I know she was doing stuff before I started watching the show. Okay, fine. She had some great stories and people really loved her and stuff like that. What is she doing now? What is she doing in the last past 3 years that y'all could sit there and say that was better than this? Oh no way. Your time to rate some in the comment section. Oh. I'm gonna be very interested to sit there and see what people were sitting there saying that because as far as I'm concerned, all she did was sit there and dispense advice and gave people coffee. That was it. That was the extent of Sharon. And somebody was like, I should sit there and get Noah back. I was like, for what? For what? Ideally, yes, I get that, but Noah seemed like a character that they didn't seem like they really knew what the hell to do with him when I started watching this show. I remember one episode he was sitting there going over somebody who said that they were in college, but they want to sit there and be a social media influencer. Yep, that's what they actually said to his mom. That's what she said to his mom. I want to be a social media influencer. me wrong. Mis- Okay, maybe Mr. Beast may be kind of a up and down subject, but the money of Mr. Beast, the money of Logan Paul, I get that, but like my point is that he didn't really have a direction. Okay, and then Alja came in, and then the other chick came in. What was her name? Allie. I had to sit there and think about that because I was like, who's that annoying ass chick on Days of Our Lives? You know, the idiot. So, I mean, as ideally as he should be there to, whatever, I'm also just like, what are you going to do with him after? Oh, hell, well, at least with Faith, she had Lucy's annoying ass. Hmm. I guess with, hmm, then they just would have had to probably switch it out and maybe have Noah be, Lucy obsessing over Noah. Then what would Faith have done? And Faith, anyway, point is, he won't really need it. But, the family's not there talking about Sharon, and Faith is not there blaming herself because she slept and, she sent the text just saying that she was fine, so she felt like she dropped the ball and if something happens to her, so her fault, blah, 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 blah. Mariah decides to go to the place that Sharon texted them as far as where this meeting or whatever's going to be held at. So she goes down there. And of course, Sharon's not there because she's at this seedy motel while Nick is not there trying to make Faith feel better by bringing up some old story that I wasn't around to see or really don't care about. But, okay, so here's the thing with Sharon's breakdown as Cameron Kirk. I'm not even fully understanding this, right? So let's. Cameron Kirk is really like chastising her for sharing shitty lie and how they can easily find where she's at and maybe that she wants to get caught, right? But Cameron Kirk is supposed to be her subconscious, right? Cameron Kirk actually has a better way because he's really like, oh, so stupid. And, granted, here's the thing it's funny, right? Like, there's one point where he's like, I'm just trying to think or whatever. I'm trying to think. And I think he says something along the lines of, well, baby, I hope you start there getting to the thinking part or whatever, right? And so, like, stuff like that is funny, but it's also just like, but you're part of her subconscious. So, I mean, she's going back and forth, and I get Sharon being like, oh, you need to get out of my head, you need to leave me alone or whatever. But I don't really understand the subconscious part of hammering in just how stupid she is or whatever. I guess ideally they might have. Here's the thing: I think they might have wanted to go with the whole, Sharon and her subconscious, which was also played by Sharon. But since we had the whole three Ashleys or four Ashleys or whatever, and actually gave them names, they couldn't exactly really do that. So this is what we have going on, and this whole thing culminates to whatever this plan is supposed to be that Sharon's not on board with until the end, and then she's on board with it. It's like the only thing that's actually keeping most things going is Cameron Kirk. Okay, that is the only thing that's actually making this portion funny because it's not really making a lot of sense. We've been on 3 days so far since she concocted this plan that we still don't know about. Okay, so it would be a lot more frustrating if it wasn't for this character. Now I know people's like, oh, I can't wait to be over. I can't wait to be over. Let me tell you something. Now. I mean, just tell you something. Now. So this story ends. Goes Bayview for Bellevue, wherever the hell the this version of the nut job is at, nut house is at. Then she comes back out. What kind of interesting stories do you think they're going to sit there and give Sharon? Hmm? Oh wait. I mean, I know I'm being a sarcastic dick, but my point is that I know a lot of people are complaining about this. Like, I can't wait this to be over, or whatever. I'm just like, and then what they gonna give her? Well, what they gonna give her at that point? They going do you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna sit there and have her serving coffee and dispensing advice about psychology. I don't even know if she's actually a trained psychologist. I never actually. I would have to sit there and actually do like real research on it to see if that's the case. But my point is, it's like they don't give her anything. So it's like, for the people that sat there and was like, I love Sharon, I'm so glad that she's going to be back on. It's like, to be back on to do what? And I get it. Sometimes, I feel that sometimes that people just want the characters to be back just so that way they can see them. There's a guy named Dion's Corner, right? Who always talks about, like Felicia is his favorite character, and he's like, I just like to see her. I just like her to be seen. Not think they're saying, oh, it's going to give her something to do. I just like her to be seen. And that's enough now. And that's fine. But like, even with Trina, like people was like, I really enjoyed the scene between Trina and Stella. I was like, why? I mean, they give Trina so little to do, and I mean so little to do that it's like you have to celebrate and just be happy that you get to see her. The hell if they get a story like we gotta be happy for the bare minimum. So with Sharon, it's like they don't give her anything. At least they're actually giving her stuff. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's a lot more better than what the hell they've been giving her. The last past 3 years I watched it. Just saying. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go. I can't think of anything else. Okay. So I'm not gonna sit there and do a live stream tonight because I do gotta wake up like really early. I mean, like so early I should be eating something and taking and then going to sleep right afterwards. But I will be back tomorrow, and we are going to get into this. Okay? Because I know tomorrow's B&B episode is gonna be a lot better than whatever the hell that they decide to just shovel out in this episode. But yeah, tomorrow we'll sit there and talk about all of them. Young and Restless, Born and Beautiful, Days of Our Lives, and General Hospital. I usually have a system of the way I say it and just way I can remember it, so it's like saying it backwards. Um, but yeah, if I forget anything, write in the comment section below. Okay, just FYI, whenever I sit there, and I did this in the other videos, but whenever I don't sit there and say that I'm going to be doing a live stream, it's usually because I'm thinking about if I'm going to be doing a live stream or not. But I always do sit there and say, check the community tab. Check the community tab. Because I always sit there and let y'all know if I'm going to be doing it, what time I'm going to be doing it, if it's going to be 8:05, 8:15, 8:20, or if I'm going to be coming on 7. But I will always sit there and let people know. Now, after this, I'm going to put up a community tab and saying I'm not going to stream tonight. But just always sit there and check it. Most of the times I would generally stream, unless the only time I don't stream is if I'm sick, I just need a random break, or I've gotten back so late that I didn't get a chance to see all the soaps. And if I get a chance to see all the soaps, then I'm not going to probably sit there and stream about it. I like coming in watching some soaps, not watching other soaps, and then people are sitting there talking about what did you think about in this episode. It's like, well, I don't know, I didn't see it. So it's like I'd rather just watch all 4 of the soaps. This way we can have a complete actual talk about all of them than just kind of half-assing it. Um. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go, and I'll see you in the next video. And tomorrow, I'll see you in the next video and live stream. Also, keep sharing these videos. Like this video is never gonna end. Keep sharing these videos because they do actually help. I have seen the numbers except for like the last past 2 couple of days, but the weekends have actually been really great, and it definitely does motivate me to keep doing these streams. I mean these videos. Um, and like I said, if you're a member, I will sit there and try to, if I have time, to do it on Saturday and then do a video. I'll post it early so this way the members can sit there and get at least a good 2 days before everyone else. get it. So just a little extra perk that I'm they're doing, and thinking of some other perks too for members. So stay tuned. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video.